time sensitive alpha, couple claims, new opportunities, and more. Let's get started. First things first, you have Infinex X connection as soon as you see this video, because if you still haven't done it, you might still have time. They have hinted at a post that is probably a good idea to connect your X account to Infinex. So you simply go to the settings part here in the tab and go to socials and connect your Twitter simply by authorizing connection. Now, in other news, there's actually a really fun game that you probably heard us talk about before here in Bullrun, and last time we talked about it, it was like 5,000 players or something, and I don't know how is this possible, but there's like 70k people playing this thing now. Basically, you predict what crypto is going to do well, or if you're bearish, then you can just choose stable coins, and yeah, hopefully you get some bulls for a eventual Infinex airdrop. But yeah, at this point, there's so many people playing it that it's both good and bad. Anyway, hope you collect your points when we first talked about it. And of course, it is very recommended to always test out new strategies and new integrations as they come online, because if you've used Switch or Crates or any of these things that we've had in the past, you would have gotten so many different airdrops just from using the platform. Now, another under the radar potential opportunity could also be with shocker Binance, because they're actually giving a sizable airdrop rewards for simply holding some BNB on the platform and participating in these launches. So latest one of them was Sign airdrop is of course claimable. If you've participated, make sure to claim your airdrop, but in this case you can actually maybe use this as a metric for future to hold maybe half of BNB or 1 BNB on the platform just to qualify for these Binance airdrops, because you're getting between $50 to $200 just for free. So it's definitely a good idea to explore it. Now, for a new airdrop target, we have update for News Research. It is a decentralized AI startup that has raised 50 million from Paradigm, and their previous funding rounds included 20 million from Distributed Global, North Island Ventures, and Delphi Digital. This is very important when targeting new airdrops, because you always want to focus on quality projects with a lot of funding, and this could be maybe a Kaito or Cookie.fun competitor, so it should definitely be on your radar. At the moment, there's nothing to do other than just sign up for the waitlist, because there should be a testnet coming up in the next couple of months. And another under the radar new and potentially a little more risky opportunity comes with SOX Layer. There's really not much innovative things that I can see here in the description of this. They're just trying to be another platform for secure crypto transactions, staking, and seamless token management. However, they did raise a huge amount of funding, 30 million from Paradigm, Animoca, and Circle, AI6 and Z, many others, Coinbase Ventures as well. So if their Twitter account does not get suspended in the next couple of days, because they've actually tagged all of these projects in their pinned post, then maybe we should be looking forward to some test activities with this one as well. At the moment, all you can do is just simply go to their dashboard and do some social tasks such as like, retweet, and similar. But in the future, they might actually build something very interesting, so we will make sure to keep you updated. Now, in light of transparency, we also have to be honest when airdrops don't really go according to plan. And perfect example is Zora, and even more perfect example would be Hyperlink in my case. So here you can see on this website that you can track how much your wallet has actually spent on the NFTs on the Zora platform and in gas fees as well. But since it's mostly away from Ethereum mainnet, it was not much in gas fees, but smart contract interaction fees. I spent over $500 for this, and all my wallets got under $50 in Zora. So yes, airdrops are very tricky, and you kind of really have to constantly adjust your strategies. And as a wise man once said, do more of what works and less of what doesn't. So yeah, in my 2025 strategy, this is primarily the reason I'm primarily focused on just perpetual dexes to hopefully replicate Hyperliquid. But I think it's really fair and honest to talk about all parts of airdrops. You will always be farming between 20 to 30 projects a year, and some of them will be amazing. So like SUI airdrops were awesome, but sometimes you get stuff like Zora and Hyperlane where you really hope for a lot, but you don't get a lot. So if you're new to airdrops, it is very easy to get discouraged, but let me tell you, it is so much easier to also be super focused after you receive a really good airdrop. So it's very good to actually be around people who are doing this for a long time, and just a community where you can share some fails, successes, some stories. It is really nice to be a part of something that can keep you pushing forward. Of course, when the founder is also posting memes like this, it helps, but mostly if you want to be a part of a community that shares strategies for new airdrops, best strategies, and best ways to reach your goals, maybe you can consider joining the Discord, where we're going strong for almost 2.5 years, and all the information, all the alpha is usually best shared in real time. You can always also just watch videos, but those are usually a couple days late or maybe a couple hours late, and in Airdrop world, that is sometimes a luxury. You don't have time. And all the links for everything are always in the first link of the description of every video. And finally, let's touch upon really quickly on this yield farming coup NFT that has been generating 10% passive income for a lot of months, but since January it has been very, very shaky. So we've been generating a little less in stablecoin terms. The token values are always above 10%, but the market has been crashing super bad since the Trump thing. So in the actual stablecoin returns, it's been less than 10% a month, but we are working very hard with Chris to identify the best way forward. And of course, all our current NFT holders are happy with the updates. We've been transparent with everything, and we'll be doing monthly calls as always, as well as bi-weekly updates for everything happening with the farms. So if you still want to participate in this income, understand that it is 10% in the value of tokens, because percentages are always between 0.3 to 0.5% a day. However, the stablecoin value, we cannot guarantee 10% every month in stablecoins, just in the value of yield generated by farms and tokens. Hopefully the bear market is not upon us, and we still have maybe half a year to actually generate a huge amount of money to generate a treasury that will help us go through the bear market with this, because we do think of this as a long-term project, not just a random NFT. All right, Layer 0 Season 2. So Layer 0 was actually one of the better airdrops of 2024, assuming you've had many different dApp interactions. And in this particular Twitter thread by one of the guys in our Discord, Blicky, he's actually made a huge 30 plus airdrop targets, and might even make a video regarding all of these routes. Let me know if you want that in the comments below. But for now, yes, Layer 0 should definitely be on your radar. Snapshot for Season 2 might be in early May, since last year it was May 1st. So this is all speculation, but if you're still farming it, make sure to utilize this thread. It is huge. And for Swell farmers, you have 1,000 extra tokens waiting for you if you have claimed King on Swell chain. Also, if you have been farming Magic Eden future seasons, there is another 2.3 million Magic Eden tokens that are eligible for distribution, and the exact criteria is posted in this thread here. Top 1% are getting 75% more Magic Eden, and top 20% are getting 32% more tokens. Also, on this topic of NFTs, there is a very interesting game pass going on for Solana. It is free to mint, but you will be able to qualify for maybe some future airdrops. You have 2 more weeks, give or take, to get this, and it's only going to cost you a couple dollars from protocol fees. There is a lot of things to explore here. Many familiar faces. You will see Star Atlas and many other projects here on Solana. So if you're doing something on Solana, definitely mint this NFT. And let's wrap up with a couple new updates from raises. So Symbiotic has raised another 29 million from Pantera Capital and Coinbase Ventures. So their token generation event and airdrop should be just around the corner. And from testnets, Succinct Crisis of Trust Week 11 is live, and you can participate by simply following up on all the tasks on their already ongoing testnet. Also, for SUI Airdrops, this is a new opportunity with a GiveRep. It is basically a social valuation metric where you simply go to their website, connect the X account, and in the loyalty page, you have to make some social activities like tweeting about projects specific to this platform. It's very similar to Kaito, however, a little more under the radar. So if you want to maybe spend a couple minutes a day to tweet about new projects, it could be a 2-in-1, because, for example, in Kaito, people have received airdrops from projects that they tweeted about. So it's an avenue to explore. That is a wrap for all the news and updates for today. If you like the content, make sure to like and subscribe with bell notifications on. Any questions, comments, I'm waiting for you in the comment section below and in our Discord. And finally, if you want to know more updates about the current NFT program, make sure to go to our website, search for yield farming, and here you will find the Telegram where we discuss all of these things, and this is just for the NFT community. Thanks for watching, and until next time, have an amazing day.